Why? Hey everybody, what's happening? Hey! Look at that! I got an added effect. What did I get? Inside my cigarette pack. What came in my... Oh, just in case you want to stop buying cigarettes. Let's see what's inside my cigarette pack. My bank card. Wow. That's what they're giving out now in cigarette packs? Bank cards? Yeah, with money on it. But what's the money good for? I don't get it. Ever since I started wearing my hat, I don't know what to do with money. They give you plastic to buy something. The word is money. You never see it, but you need it. When you never have it, you need it. And when you have it, you don't see it. But you're able to use it because they put a number next to it. Don't forget to wear your hat. A lot of religions want you to wear your hat. And I just walked outside and I saw the rain falling on an angle. And I looked out and I thought in my head, I said, if the chemtrails are in the air and it rains, it's falling on my head. You know how I know it has to be true? Because they made a rhyme, okay, out of it. A nursery rhyme. What else is in the air? Oh my God, that's it. What's it? It isn't. The air. That's what it is. What's floating in the space that occupies the emptiness that touches our bodies and beyond till it touches another? That too might be dangerous in the air. I got no more hair left, so maybe I'm safe. You know what I'm saying? But the people with hair, it's not the hair that you're going to lose. It's the part of the mind. Wear a hat. Why? I don't know. Just told you. Another thing about life is, imagine, you see, Mercury is 88, okay? And there's 88 keys on the piano, 36, 52. Also divided up into sections, which I'm too bad I didn't come on here to tell it, okay, in which you now have 3 pedals. Each one of those pedals will change the valued sound either from 1 or 2 or in 3. So now each key you strike is now valued at 3 by 88 times 3 is 264, if I'm correct. 264 is all talking about the connection between the angles of the deltoid digital and connecting with beta, of course. That is the world name. 6 and 4. They come together. The pedals in the piano. 2, 6, and 4. 6 by 4 is 24. Times 2 is 48. When they talk about 48 hours a day, it's true. You get 24, and the angle of your connection gets 24. Both ways, both can burn out. If you stay up 24 hours, you'll burn out the angle. Not only that, the mind of the soul, she sleeps. But she doesn't sleep like human beings. We sleep, we go to bed, we try to get 8 hours a night. But I don't think that's the true value of sleep. The only reason we need that 8 hours is because the added effect of being the human beings, it adds on the extra hours that we need. Not like a cat who gets up 3 o'clock in the morning and thinks it's like Walt Disney World in here and runs and jumps and then she come and crawl on me and she wants her food. Okay? Time and schedule. For cats, like they say, dogs are almost 7 times the value difference. And especially for dogs. Because if I take a dog at the value difference of the number of Jesus, which is 74, to Christ is 77, both worlds, okay, I would get 6.6 billion people in this world to the effect that it came from 9 keys. 9 keys. So now the question would be, okay, I'm going to come up with the figure right here and see if I can figure the calculation out. Give me a second. Anyways, I have to, it's 88 keys, okay? 88 is the number of Mercury. I know I jump off and forget. There's so many little things, okay? But now Mercury is all alone at 88. What do we need to do and why is it 88? Because it could be 99, but what it means is there's an, to get to 9 in the totality, it means there's an I, which is a 1, in each world, the digital as well as the Betamax world. Okay, creating that 88. If you put the 88 next to each other, it makes a diamond heart in between and looks like somebody who's connected like two snowmen, like at the hip and at the shoulder. Okay, and in between, when you put your arm like this, you know what I'm saying? When you curl this arm in like this, look at my muscle. Well, don't look at my muscle. This arm goes right over the shoulder. You know what I'm saying? And it creates that shape. I can't bend the same way. We can't bend the same way. Certain things we can't do. But in the search of truth of what possible capabilities man could have, you can use that number, create that number, and use it. We don't use it because it's used in a space, okay, that explains something in life nobody ever asks. So why would 88 add 11? Because it's not 88 and add 11. It's 88 add 11. Separate the 8s. It's 9 and 9. I and I. Chai, 18. The one spirit of the 8 circumference. 8 times 45. You see those boxes in the pound key, okay, are valued at 25. They're also valued at 5 for each box and 45 total. There's other things that go along with it. Excuse me, I forgot to tell you something. Now if I start answering this question, I'll forget about the 88, which I equivalated to 256. Is that right? Let me see. Well, 88 times 3 equals 264, like I said. So we also forgot, okay, we multiplied it. Now if I multiply 264, okay, 2 times 64, it equals to 128. Okay. Now if we double 264, we equal 528 and then 1056, which is communication. So I definitely know communication is with the planet Mercury, for sure. I know I'm off subject. Now we're going to take 264, okay, and multiply it individually. 2 times 6 is 12, by 4 is 48. 48 on your keypad, you can actually see that they're right next to each other. And if you look in between the lines, the 4 and the 8, I'm going to see if I can show you this. You see the 4 and the 8, the 4 here. Okay, you see the typewriter. You see this bit line that's empty. Hold on a second, I'm trying to fix it. Hold on a second. Okay, you see the line that's empty right here? The 7. There's an empty line on this side of 7, this side of 7, this side of 5, that side of 5. That's what 8 and 4 are in between of. What's in between 8 and 4 is 7 and 5. Okay, it's not like this. The worlds are not all straight. And it's not that it's the worlds that are not all straight, but the wiring system, okay, is not from all the same area. It's from all around. It's almost like, I'm not sure exactly what they call it, but it's almost like when you make a motor work, in order to keep the constant current, you have to, you know, just in case there's a current miss from the electrical box, they have to keep the constant current. So they have the like turbine that turns inside of it. Anyways, where else and what else can we talk about? The heart, okay? The heart is not actually a heart. It's more or less a broken heart in this world. The peace pipe, the peace or the pace of life is just revert the E back to the beginning for peace. And then the trot of life, both in the horse racing industry, pace and trot. To trot, okay, if you read it backwards, okay, is actually T-rot. Transmission, angel resident, omega transmission. It explains itself. It's 4 letters. So one of them goes on to the 1,000 side, saying, in this transmission that I will tell you, in the transmission I will tell you, I am Mr. T. Okay, now there's 3 letters here, R-O-T. You see what happens with the T? If I see the T, well, I sort of did a little wrong. It ended up to be an X. But that's okay anyways. Doesn't matter how you spell it. It's going to tell you a story. It's going to tell you some kind of story. Every number has to tell a story. In fact, the only thing in the world that will always tell a story is a number. As long as you take part in every single definition of every single number, and I'm only talking about the first 10, from 0 to 9, okay? Didn't you know that when you play 9-ball, there's 2 yellow balls, there's only 1 striped ball, and there's 8 solids? 7 is as far away from 8 as 9 is far away from 8. 7, 8, 9. From the 7th gate up into the 6th world. Of the 5 passage communication of Jupiter, 56, which also equals the Mediterranean. And Sam, spirit, angel, and man, totaling of 11. Do you want to get to first base? The terminology in creation of first, okay, is ST. And once you get to first base, that is where you start. Because first ends with ST. It means the beginning, because it's at the end. F is the face of the eye, birth, angel, residence, spirit, transformation, transmission. Cat, communication, angel, transmission, angel transfer. See, I'm not exact with all of mine to exactly what they mean, but I know this is what works. Why? Because I just know. Why? You ask again, I will tell you the simple reason is too many coincidences start. What happens is things start to connect, and the number says the same thing for this as it does for that. Certain numbers that you'll find, like I'm just going to guess, like number 27. Okay, 27. Always something happening with 27. Why? Because it's an in-between. It's always 27 is like a connection from here to there. Because 27 is 7, 2, and 9. And that, my friend, okay, on a 360 degrees or on your telephone, okay, where the 2 is here, the 7 here, the 9 is here, one part, the legs of man, are right here. If I flip it the other way, it comes up over here, upside down. Okay, hold on, let me show you how it would come up. 2 V's creating an X. But in reality, if you really want to go on your telephone and you use it like this, I look at it this way. 2 to 9 to 7. This is the sign of the Mercedes-Benz, my friends. This is the birth, this is the gate. This is of the 2 worlds. Why? Because the 8 card has 2 of these. The rabbit hole, the jump hole, the heaven, the pop in the box. Where it's dark, the black hole that you do not see from within the sky. From within the sky, that's right. Because we're within the sky. We are within the sky. We're not on the other side of the sky. We're on this side of the sky. What your eye sees on this side of the sky, your eye doesn't know what's on the other side looking in. You can only presume. You can only presume and detail it and come up with a composition of a hypothesis of everything the same way I do it. But at the end, even if we're right, will we be right 100%? Because if we're off on any numbers in creation, it actually means we don't know. We can only assume again and import a new hypothesis. Of course, everything in general, because we don't want to take any sides. But then again, in some situations, we will take sides. And then we'll go against it, we'll go with it, and against it. Only to see how our mind visions it on both sides. I'm with you, and I'm against you. But I want to see the truth in between. So I can't tell you right away. Give me a minute. But if I don't extend my mind to the 2 sides, in part, even if I do take a minute, the minute will just be wasted. Then again, nothing is wasted if you assimilate your concentration on everything that seems to come into a thought. And in order to help you understand that, don't you see what I'm doing? I keep talking about what I'm saying, and then I'm giving you an answer and an explanation at the same time. All in hypothetical thought, of course. But anyways, did you know what happens if you draw a straight line through the number 8? See that? That's the number 8. I just drew an extra little bits and pieces. I'm just trying to look for something so I can write something down, you know. But obviously, okay. So there's the 8, right? There's the 8. So now what I'm going to do, so what do you think? Sort of look like a B? 1 8. Second part of the 8. Look at that, double D's. No actuality, if you take a look right here, Let me show you again 1 second. I'm going to look into my purse. Come on, purse. What do you got in there? Oh, rolling papers. I got rolling papers in my purse. You want to see? And I'm not trying to perform for the company. Imagine if this was my face. This is my face. See, that's me. That's what I got in my purse. Have I got anything else in my purse? Hold it, hold it. B playing cards, where on one side it says B, but on the other side it tells you a story. So is the dark side of the book the same as the light side of the book? Well, wait a second. Turn to the side and upside down. It says, do not play. Do not play this game. It says it all in red. Once you enter into the game, if you cheat, you shall lose. The game will be over. But in life, we cheat and cheat. The game's never over. No, because we do not understand what over means. It doesn't mean success. It's your death and accomplishment when you're here. If one man makes a left turn and the next man makes a right turn, will they end up on the same street? The two men can see each other. They have an easiness to see each other, no problem. In fact, they can talk if they want, if they spoke loud. One man makes a left, the other one makes a right. Are they on the same street? Where do they end up? Okay, what's next? Money. Did I say that already? Money. M-O-N-E-Y. Wait a second. Can we add a K in there? Because I'm like a K. I'm like a king. I'm like the king monkey. So if we put money, and I'm the money king, and I put a K after the N, because it's a passage, and the K would be number 2. So 5227 is the Mayan. They say they pair up. So there's no problem. So then from money, I become a monkey. No wonder we all become monkeys from money. Do we all call it money? What do we call it? Gelt? What's a gelt? Like a quilt? You sew it up? Gelt. I don't even know how to say it. Gal. Gal. What's a gal? Good. Okay. A gal. Gelt. Okay. Or jelly. Gel. Or tell. There's a story inside the truth, inside the name of money, dollar, dough, buck, a twinsky, a finsky. You got a fin. You got a dime. How much do you do it for? I'll do it for nothing. Now you owe me. Why do I owe you? Because first I went and gave you a service. Now you must go and do me a service. That's what it means. That's what it means. That's exactly what it means. You cannot reservice a service that has been done by another. It is your choice to take your body where it goes, to carry on. Imagine if you removed your backbone completely, what would actually be left? Your backbone does not deceive you. It is the element of just about every connection in your entire body. The only thing it doesn't have the exact connection to is the decision you take at the end. Why at the end? Because the backbone has basically 2 ends. Even though they are individually linked, there still are 2 ends. What am I getting to? Just an understanding of vision. That's all. I'm learning. When I talk to myself, I seem to have this ability to extend the thoughts. A vision which I didn't have 5 minutes ago is now a new vision. It's almost like advancing inside the pages of a book. You only write in the book once you have something to write. So once I say something, I learn from the past of what's happened in my book. what can possibly be the future. Since my book is all about the creation, partly the piano, of course, which I jumped off to get back to give you number 264, but there's a lot more to that than piano with the pedals of tune. It's not only that, there's a lot more to piano. Fate, F-A-T-E, or 8. 8 is your fate, because you will end up in heaven no matter what happens. 6, 7, 27, 32. 32 is the rabbit hole. Your fate is in this world. That's where your fate is. That's what it means. 32. 3 and 2 is 5. Did I tell you about W-H-E-N? The 2 and the 8 are in the same row. Okay? W is 23. 2 and 3 is 5. H is 8. E is the 5th letter. N is the 14th letter. 5. Would actually say Jupiter, Neptune. Jupiter, Neptune. Jupiter, Neptune. And you know what that means? 13, 13, 13 equals 39. Jupiter and Neptune, that must mean we are 100% must be connected in between those two. We must be in that line. It's 13, 13, 13. So that's the lower side. The opposite side of that is 7, 7, 7. And the reason for that is because 13 and 7 make 20. And that's the world that we are in. Not only that, okay, when the totality of the Joker value of 1, okay, Aba and 2 Ima, okay, you add 3, Aba and Ima equals creation of 3. And since you're adding that to 10, creation of 3, because you started with a perfect world, just the setup of all the eggs, on the below of 10, if you minus the 3, it becomes 7, because this is our life, and this is the creation. 10. 9 is the birth, okay, which turns into 6. 6 needs a 1 for the spirit. There is no cube with 7. There is no cube with 7 because the cubes must work in pairs. Irrelevant to when you throw them, what ends up, I will tell you right now, is if you throw a 4 and a 5 on the cube equaling 9, okay, if you throw 4 and 5 on the cube, if you put a 4 over a 5, if you put a 4 over a 5, it designs a 9. Because look, 5 and then 4 equals 9, and the two numbers equal 9. 5 by 4 is the 20 world. You know, what's the other thing I'm trying to get out of 5 and 4? Let me take a look because I lost my mind for a minute. 4 and 5. Oh, yes, now I remember. In the 7 world, okay, in the 7 world, 4 and 5 equals 32. Okay, now to do the same thing, the other way to get 9 is 36, right? Now 36 in the other world is 41. So what happens, do you understand what I'm saying? In 7 world, 4 plus 3 is 7, 5 plus 2 is 7. 3 plus 4 is 7, 6 plus 1 is 7. 4, man's birth of creation is this. 4 and 5, 3 and 6, same 9, 2 dice. This one creates the number 32. This creates the 41. This is the rabbit hole into our world, the E. The 32nd letter in the alphabet repeated would be E. And then the 41st letter is the center of Rubik's Cube, which is empty, or also stands for the Mediterranean Sea, in which I and I were born. There is no 2-7 because there is no 2-7 dice. Only I and I can be born. That means right away they both get a goose egg each. Even though their goose egg is valued, like if 4 gets a goose egg, right, then this is the world you're in, and here's the goose egg, and now you can go 4.08 or 4.1. Whatever you do on this side of the dot belongs to the 4. This 0 is the totality of all the numbers in that sector. So anyways, we had brought upon these numbers over here. Now we're in the 7 world that you see. 7, the creation of life. 3 is creation. 7 and 3 is another 10. That would be the 10 worlds. Life is 9. So now we're in the 777. We're talking about luck and fate, don't forget. 12, the L is the 12th letter. The U is the 21st. 2, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, luck. You want to see what luck is? Oh my God, this is crazy. 3, no. 1, 2, 2, 1, 3, 2. Look at the numbers on luck. 122, 132. That's insanity. Because in the leap year, which is this year, the 122nd day is May 1st. But otherwise, it's the 121st day, May 1st, the month of the flowers, and that stands for insanity of Illuminati. So we get it, the luck on the 122nd day, when it's not the 11, because 121 equals Illuminati. Okay? 213, 132 is both 6 worlds, 2, 1, and 3, or 1, 3, and 2. Now we split them up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 numbers. These 3 say 5, these 3 say 6. That means communication. Okay, but now if we split up the numbers, okay, and we're going to start from over here. 2, 3, 5, 3, 5, 6. So it still equals 5 and 6. So 5 and 6 both ways is 11, 11. Back to the number again. The defiant of the numbers. Did you ever know that if you ever dial 1-800, it's actually saying boo? Because I told you before, the 8 and the B are the same thing. Instead of 800, it's BOO. Let me see if I have anything else written down here. You do know about, anybody can see, does anybody know what the letter R looks like? Now, right now, it's 2618. I'm going to wait 5 seconds for you to tell me what this is. This just in blue here. What is that? Okay, now I'm going to show you. It's a number. Okay? Keep looking at it. I'm not moving it. It's a number. 70. The R, I mean, when I tell you angel residence is the R, I don't just tell you because I take a guess. I see things that are associated with them. Isn't that what this whole life is about? The association of? The synchronicity of this world starts with S-I-N as the sin. The crow, the black crows of communication, the warning signs of the city. City, 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 city. It means tea or Seti from the pharaohs. Do you understand? We have to see where Seti came in. We're looking for synchronicity. The city is Seti. Okay? Or Seti. 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 Oh my God. This is it. The city. It stops at the water. Right? I mean, tell me a place that's not on water. I mean, but the big cities I'm talking about. When you're talking city, when somebody says they're going to the city, they're not going to, how can I say this, down in Plattsburgh. Usually you say Plattsburgh, I'm going over to the city. I'm going over down to Plattsburgh. But when you're in New York City, what do you say? Anyways, regardless of that, that's the letter R. The other way to write the R, I'm going to try and just do it a little bit different. I'm still here. Now here's another way of doing the R, right? If I put it together, but it ain't R at all. That's a 1 and that's a 2. That's a 2 or a Z. Letters come together to be because that's where they came from. Well, letters we see today were built upon time. Just like the oceans, I believe, of this world. Okay? Somehow I believe the world was somehow, there were 580 days, okay, in a year before. But who says we went that fast around the sun? Well, God couldn't have screwed things up too much that we couldn't figure things out, because God made it also that we could figure things out. Okay? He showed you 2 sides, but every time we make a discovery, except for the scientists, they really seem to know about that. 2 sides of the equation. You always have to check the other side. You do it until it blows up in your face. You do it until it tickles you silly. You have to check the both sides. That's what this world is all about. But you can never go close to the fence. Have you ever seen a prison fence where there's like 2 fences? That's the way God made this world. He said this world is 21. Okay? And in this world, you can't go past 19. Because once you get past 19, you have touched on 1 and 1. The one spirit or the one soul. The one God of this one nature earth. So you can't go to these two. This is the fence. This is the outer fence and the inner fence. These are the two angels. Let's say it's Christ and Hashem together. Christ and Hashem together in one. Why is this T stopped? Because whatever's in the water, my friends, is actually the water in God's body, actually. That's what's in the water. God, when it reaches the water, it's God's country. God is everything, right? He is the moisture in the air. He is everywhere. You step on him, you breathe him in, you spit him out. He's in your caca when you go to the bathroom. He's in your piss. Okay? It's the information cells. And they keep dying off and coming back as we breathe. Because that's the organism of life, the matrix. Have you ever seen horses run? They go into the chute. We have bamboo chutes. We take the gun, we go out to shoot. Oh, shoot, I didn't know, I didn't see, it wasn't my fault. So I shot too early, I shot off my mouth, it was just too damn much for anybody, and now I've learned my lesson. To shoot one in the foot. The horses come out of a chute. When I looked at the chute for a minute, it was so funny, just a flash came through my mind. You know what that flash was? They're the electricity! The horses are the electricity! That's why the different designs of the bow ties on the beard and different kinds of horses and the Clydesdale, they're the electricity running down, running the trains. You know what I'm saying? Before there was a train, there was a horse. It was the horse service. They're the electricity. They're the transfer. They're the gates to bring everything over. They're the energy. And out the gates they go. And you know what? They put a jockey on them to show them the right direction you got to go. You got to have a delivery. Can't have the horse go by himself. He needs direction. And then you have the one on the sulky. The sulky is down below on the earth, not like the thoroughbred where you sit right on top of things. Do you understand? I made a mistake a couple of months ago where I said to myself, the one who's on the bicycle jockey, okay, is the one angel of ours in heaven. We're tied up and we're the Pinocchios. Then down here, man is sitting on top of the horse. So man can have his vision right in front of him. He sees. The horse jockey on the sulky does not see the same thing that the other one does. So I say man is sitting on the angel, electricity, digital, and the angel is going right into your body and seen out like he's in front on a horse. In order for the angel to see, he comes into your eyes. Because if he's looking through a camera, okay, you cannot see further than what's in the show picture. And the same thing about this world. Same thing about this world. Don't forget the horses. They see directly. They are the energy, and we are the energy. We are a verb. We are a verb. We have a noun name. We exist somewhere in between wherever is, and is. That's okay. I like is. Is. You know what I also like? I like deltoid. 41, 51, 55, 54, 36. You know what I'm doing after this? I'm going to add up 1 all the way till I get to just before 100. You can't go to 100 because once you reach 101, you're at alpha. Once you reach omega just before 99, do you know who owns 99? The omega must. This is a big hypothetical thing. I just thought of it, but I think omega owns 99 because what happens is, although we have 101. Which is actually eternal. And everybody who wants to know about eternal, okay, eternal is 1001 in my vision. Why? Because you go in from one world, which is an egg, with whoever your element is, and then your element, whoever it is, goes into a life of another one. 1001, in between -1 and +1 is the eternal life. Okay? And also, eternity is in the same position. Eternal comes back to the end and restarts at the beginning. The number the number that never stops, it does stop. You don't see it. Pi, it does stop. It's our transformation of being who we are. It stops in one place and it restarts somewhere else. It's eternal but in all actuality, there's only one eternity for the mind, and that is the connection to the matrix system that lets us go other places and be other things. Otherwise, we would go out of our minds, because this is what the mind was built on, was progress, success. And obviously, the first one is the understanding of the liberty. Understanding of the liberty. For now, for all, Raphael, 7286.